Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka a day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 29 of chapter 6. Sarva bhutastham atmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Sarva bhutasthamaatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Sarva bhutasthamaatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Please recite after me. Sarva bhutasthamatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Sarva bhutasthamatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Sarva bhutasthamatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Word for word meaning and translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Sarva Bhutastham, situated in all beings. Atmanam, the super soul. Sarva, all. Bhutani, entities. Cha, also. Atmani, in the self. Ikshate, does see. Yoga yukta atma, one who is dovetailed in Krishna consciousness. Sarvatra, everywhere. Samadarshanaha, seeing equally. Translation: a true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere.
everywhere.
Mm. Now, this shloka seems like a paradox. How can someone be within everybody and also everybody be within them? How is it possible? But that's what the Lord is saying, that a yogi sees the Paramatma within every living entity. And also simultaneously, every living entity is within Paramatma. How is that possible? So this only a self-realized soul sees that the Lord is the origin of everything. So in the purport to the fourth shloka of the seventh chapter, Srila Prabhupada talks about the three different Vishnus. To create all the universes, that particular activity is performed by Karanodakashayi Vishnu or Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu creates all of the universes that's there in the material cosmos. The same Karanodakashayi Vishnu expands himself to become Garbhodakashayi Vishnu and enters every single universe that Karanodakashayi Vishnu has created. So which means Karanodakashayi Vishnu is outside all of the universes, and in his expansion as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, he is inside every single universe. Now to add additional flavor, this Garbhodakashayi Vishnu in turn expands into Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Once all the Jivatmas are created, he enters every single Jivatma as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Hence, it is now logical to understand how the Lord is outside of everything and inside of everything simultaneously in his various expansions. So the Lord is outside of everything as Mahavishnu. The Lord is inside of every Jivatma as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. That's how we understand this sentence when the Lord says, a true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Ultimately, the yogi understands that since everything emanates from the Supreme Lord, then all of us also are attached to the Supreme Lord. So in the 8th chapter, the Lord talks about two primary energies that he has, the superior energy and inferior energy. The superior energy is represented by Yogamaya. The inferior energy is represented by Mahamaya. So Mahamaya is considered to be a shadow of Yogamaya. The living entity is also a superior energy of the Lord, not an inferior energy. But what happens when the living entity comes into contact with the Lord's inferior energy, Mahamaya? The living entity's consciousness becomes contaminated. They come under illusion. So only a self-realized person recognizes that every Jivatma actually belongs to the Lord. And the Lord is everywhere. He pervades the entire universe. He's not just present in a dog or an elephant or a brahmana, as the Lord talks about in one of the shlokas, I think, in where the Lord talks about where the brahmana sees everybody with equal vision in chapter 5. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini. Svapakacha Sunichaiva
It's Pandita Samadarshina.
Pandita Samadarshinaha. So such a person has an equal vision. So he knows that the Lord exists inside an elephant, inside a brahmana, inside a dog, inside a chandala. So he does not discriminate because he sees the Lord everywhere. the Lord is pervading the entire universe. There is an analogy in one of the shlokas that Srila Prabhupada uses, where Srila Prabhupada uses the analogy of how everything is held in the fist of the Supreme Lord, like dust particles. And if the Lord were to not hold everything in the fist of his palm, everything will just disintegrate. So if somebody holds dust in the palm and they throw it up in the air, everything will just scatter. So that's how the Lord keeps the entire universe moving. All the planets are there in their orbits because of the Supreme Lord's potency, energy. So similarly, in the 18th chapter, in the 61st verse, the Lord talks about that. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridesh arjuna tishtati, which means I am present in every living entity, Arjuna. I am seated in everyone's heart. That's what the Lord is saying. Ishvara sarva bhutanam, no exceptions. Hridesh arjuna tishtati. So the Lord is present in everyone's heart. So the Lord is saying here in this chapter that as you're practicing connecting with Him, you will see this clearly. You will see that everyone belongs to the Supreme Lord. And simultaneously, everybody is therefore worshipable because the Lord is present within them. So this is the essence of this shloka, which is a yogi sees everybody with equal vision.